Alright guys, welcome back. We're back at it again. I know the garage is a bit congested. My wife's car's out in the air now. Anyway, plan is to build another garage. I'll go over that in detail when we start, but over there on the end of the driveway, I want to build another 2-car garage. And that's where I'm going to do all my YouTubing. This garage is just too small, and I know I like working connected to the house because the smells and stuff out here get in the house sometimes, so that's the plan. Anyways, let's get back to working on this. I got parts in. Let's go to the bench and check them out. Well, the air shocks came in. Here they are right here. These are skyjackers. Oh, hijackers. I'm sorry, hijackers. They come with the new studs. I took the old studs out already. Didn't really need to record. It's just one bolt. Took them out. You can see the end of it kind of galled up when I took the rusty bolt off, not off the end. So this set comes with all this hardware. The bolts that were on the top holding this to the car were all rusty and janky, so I got some brand new 5/16 18 right there to the top mount, and then these for the bottom mount. And then this is the airline setup that we have, and we're gonna go throw this stuff all in. But I just want to show you real quick. Let's go outside, and I want to show you the old shock. And I'm pretty sure that they're original to the car. Oh, and I did paint the springs, if you can see. They don't look new, they just look better. And these are this is the old shock right here. I mean, look at the difference. Thickness, crazy. And I'm pretty sure these are original because they're all rotted out and everything. And they literally, the bushings, everything, they did nothing. So I'm gonna go throw these in now. All right, the new studs installed on both sides. I don't know if you can see the other one over there, maybe not. Anyways, they're in. Let's work on mounting the shock up top. All right, the shock's up, it's in there. And I'll tell you, good luck to whoever's got to take these out in the future. Hopefully not me. That wasn't easy to get up there. All right, the other one is right here. That one is also up there. All right, I'm going to install the springs now, and I could do that from up top. And it's just basically putting it on the top pocket and then on the bottom pocket. So let's do that now. All right, here's the spring. This is the isolator to keep it from making noise, and it goes on there like that. I'm gonna grease it up just to make sure that we don't have any squeaks or anything like that. All right, well, I put the shocks in, springs in. There's absolutely no way that I'm gonna be able to pull this forward enough to get it over the stud. So I'm gonna have to install the stud on the shock, and then I should be able to pull it forward enough to get this into the rear end. So I'm gonna grease this up, install it, and then I'm gonna shoot some air into the air shock till it comes down, and then I'm gonna put it in. I still have to put the lines on, but I'm gonna do that later. So let's try that. Let's see if this works. A little bit more. Oh, I think that's maxed out. All right. There we go. She's in. Okay, I got the lines hooked up. See that one over there on the ground? I'm gonna run them up and through back here, up under the frame, and have the valve out by the license plate. Okay guys, the lines are just hanging here. I'm gonna tuck them all up and make them pretty later. And there was already a hole in the license plate holder, so it was a good spot to put the valve. Now it's on the ground right now and sagging even lower now in the back than it ever did. So I'm going to put some air, and we want to see what this thing looks like, shall we? Let's pop you right here. You guys see what it looks like as we fill it up for the first time. Show you guys a square. All right, let's see what happens. How's that look? I think it needs to go up more. What do you think about that? I think it needs to go up still more. That's about where it was. Well, I'm kind of liking that. I'm liking that. I think a tiny bit more will do it. I think that might be maxed out right there. We'll see how it feels. It feels good now. Feels real good. I don't think I gotta worry about it scraping now. That should be perfect. I like it. It's hard to tell in the garage, but the back is way higher than it used to be, and I think looking down the side of the car, I think it looks much better. I think that's a good height right there. I don't think we need to go any higher, and I like it. All right, guys, brake parts came in. E-brake cable, new drums. I already got this apart. Took it apart earlier. The pads are brand new, so don't need to deal with that. The wheel cylinders are as new as the pads, so I don't need to do that. There's the e-brake cable. What I'm going to do now, here's the old one, and let me see if I can give you guys a view here. So this cable here seems to still be working. If you look on the end here, I'll pull on it. Let me see if you can see it. So if this cable still works, so I'm thinking that the actual frozen cable is the one coming from the under the dash down into the front. But I'm going to replace these anyways because they were cheap. They're only like $20 each. So I'm just going to replace them. Alright, I got it back together now. As you can see down there, the new cable is in. Right there, it's all hooked up. I put some new hardware in there, the bottom of the caps, and I replaced both of these pins. You can see here, the pins are a little bit on the rusted side. So I replaced those. And just using up some of the stuff that I found in my dad's garage. These pins are too big, and some of the stuff goes to other things, but some of the stuff does fit. So I'm going to use up what I can, save money. Okay, so I didn't show you guys how I took this apart to put it back together. It's not that hard. Just take photographs of everything with your phone, and then take it apart, and then just reference the photographs to put it back together. It's just the opposite. Really not that hard. There's some rust glazing on here because I guess the inside doors were pretty rusty when these new pads are put on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit them with Scotch-Brite to get some of the glazing off. You guys can see it there. Just to get some of it off. And then I'm going to hit it with some brake clean. Alright, well, this is the new drum. There's the old one. I'm just gonna hit this with brake clean in the middle just in case they put any protectant on there, cosmoline or anything. And I'm gonna slap it on, and then I'm going to adjust it. Alright, I'm on the other side now, and just to show you guys something, these brakes are on wrong. Now, drum brakes, you have a small shoe, which you can see here, distance from here to here, and then a distance from here to here. This is the large shoe, this is the small shoe. The small shoe always goes towards the driver's, well, goes towards the front wheels, and the large shoe goes towards the trunk. And that's just how it is on drum brakes. So these brakes are on wrong. And I did the other side. I put it back the same exact way that I took it off, but I didn't notice that. And yeah, the other side was on wrong too. So the rear brakes probably weren't working very good. So I'm going to pull this all apart now. Hopefully everything will be all right. And then I'll swap out the cable because I already have it loose there and hanging. Came off pretty easy, and then we'll put this side all back together and we should be good to go. I cleaned it up a little bit. All right, I'm gonna put this in now and show you guys how easy it is. I didn't show you on the other side. I'll try to do it with one hand, because really all you need. And it just goes through this hole right here. And you pop it in, that's it. Done. And then you connect it up the other end. Alright, we're gonna put all this back together now. Alright, the adjuster is frozen solid. It does not rotate. So I'm gonna free this thing up in the vise, sand it up, give it some light oil, and assemble it. Okay, this side's all together. Just sprayed it down with brake clean, as you can see. And I'm gonna go get the new drum, spray the drum down, put it on, and just loosely adjust the brake. I got the wheels on. It's a little bit of drag. I think I'm gonna need to readjust. You can hear it. Problem is that the emergency brake is still not working. Even though I replaced the 2 rear cables, the cable coming from the foot pedal that goes underneath the front of the car is frozen. It's not, it'll pull up. It's not pulling up enough, but then it won't retract because it's rust checked. So I need to replace that. That's not going to be fun. Let's look underneath the dashboard. I'll show what I mean. Okay, so you can see that this is the cable right here. See it right there? Hopefully that's not in your way. That's the cable right there. I have it disconnected from the pedal at the moment. The pedal doesn't do much. It won't come back unless I pull it because there's no spring tension from the cable. So it won't snap back. So basically, there's a clip right here that I pull out, and then you can pull this down through the floor. Problem is, I gotta take the wheel well out on the front driver's side in order to get this down through the frame and everything, and it's pretty rusty, so this is not gonna be fun. All right, so this is the front of the car right here, and you can see right here, that thing right there, that's the cable coming down, and it goes into the frame right here, runs in the rail a little bit, and it comes back out. So the only way to get to it is I gotta take this wheel well out. So I guess I might as well just get started, right? All right, well that escalated quickly. So I got this all apart, and the only way I can get to this right here is by taking the wheel well out, and it'll actually give me a chance to clean this up. So I'm gonna take this wheel well all the way out, put it outside, and we get some rot there, and I'm probably gonna fix that and put it all back in and see what's going on from there, I guess. And it'll give me a chance to adjust the door too, because the door is not closing right. It's sagging a little bit. Maybe I can adjust the hinges a tad to get that sag out of it. We'll see. Yeah. Oh boy. Anyway, a couple of shims fell out of the door right there, out of the fender. All right, now that we got all that out, I don't know what that is. What that screw is for. Weird. All right, let's work on getting this out. Alright guys, I'm under the car here, and you can see that undercoating is just peeling off. I'm not going to worry too much about it now. I'll scrape all that off later. Now I just want to get the car so I run and drive, maybe gets a few cruise nights out of it before winter. And up here you can see all the work I've already done in the back, new air shocks, all that kind of stuff. Alright, so the back is done. What I want to do is I'm going to weld that muffler up. The car needs new exhaust. Don't destroy me in the comment section. I understand that this exhaust is short, but I want it to pass inspection, so I'm just going to try to weld a piece of metal over that blown out muffler and see if I can't get maybe the rest of the season out of this exhaust system. So that's what I'm going to do now. Well, it ain't pretty, but it'll get the job done. It won't sound like a blown out muffler when I go get a sticker. So that'll suffice until I replace the exhaust. Green has been sending me products to try on the channel, and so far they've been pretty good. I have no complaints. So I'm going to try this degreaser on this thing here to try to see if we get a stream. See if I can try to get some of this stuff off. And we'll let it sit on here, and then we'll see how it comes out. I've used it a little bit on some of my other stuff, and it cleans pretty good. But I haven't used it on really tough engine grime. Let's see what it does. I'm going to spray it on a few times and let it soak. Then I'll give it a quick scrub and see if it takes this stuff off. Alright, we'll let that sit, marinate. I'll probably scrub it and do it again. You know what, this fender guard, I don't know if you guys remember J.C. Whitney Company. They used to send the catalog out, and everything you would order through the catalog before there was the internet. Anyways, this was at my dad's. I grabbed it. It's pretty nice. It's got a nice soft back to it, but it's pretty filthy. Why don't we try some of this Super Clean on this. See if see what this does. See if this cleans this up. I don't really want to use it the way it is because it's pretty nasty. So let's try that. Wow, Super Clean did a fantastic job. The thing looks brand new. Super Clean for the win. The Super Clean cleaned this thing up really good. I think all I got to do is hit it with some rust killer and paint it. Should be good to go. I'll show you guys the emergency brake working. There's the pedal right there. The rear wheel does not spin. And you pull the lever, and it pops back, and the wheel spins. So the emergency brake is fixed. And now, because the wheel well is still out, I think it's a good time now to work on all the stuff over here, especially if we have a bad brake line or anything like that. I want to replace the master cylinder, and I want to replace both front calipers. And the brake pads look brand new, so I'm just going to leave them. And then I want to take that shock out, replace all that stuff. I'll show you all the parts that I got right now. All right, here's the master cylinder. Got a brand new one, and it is an AC Delco. I got all this stuff from Rock Auto, and this was the most expensive one, but I figured I'll go AC Delco. I didn't want to get a Chinese one. Who am I kidding? It was probably made in China anyway. All right, let's take a look at the rest of the stuff that I got over here. And this box here. These here are the front stabilizer, the sway bar bushings, end links I should call them. And then here we have two front shocks. We have tie rod ends, two tie rod end outers, two tie rod end inners. Right here we have the center link. That's the center link right there. Gonna replace that. What do we have in here? I don't remember what this is. Oh, this is the idler arm. And then we have don't remember what these are. Oh, these are tie rod ends. These are. I think these are tie rod ends. No, these are the adjusting collars. I bought brand new ones because I don't want to use any of this old stuff. It's all rusty. And honestly, these collars were like $8 each. Didn't make sense to use the old ones. All right, so we have all that stuff we got to put in. Now, I think it's like I said, I think it's a good time to. I don't have the calipers, and the reason why I don't have the calipers is because even Rock Auto gives you a core return on calipers, and I don't feel like mailing them back and all that. So I'm just going to go to the auto parts store. I'm going to take them off, go and buy new ones and exchange them. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, I think at this point I want to remove the master. I got a flare wrench here. Let's see how bad these really are. I'm hoping they come off. There we go, that one there loosened up. Now this one back here is probably going to be a little bit more of a problem. And I don't have a flare wrench that big, unfortunately. So 9/16. Looked like it turned. All right, we got lucky. That one's loose, and then this one here is loose also, which is good. All right, so we got them loose. I'm gonna try to loosen that one. I think it's bigger than 9/16. Just gonna use an adjustable. I think an adjustable will be good enough for this. It's a pretty big nut. There we go. Loosened. Good. All right. Now, I think what I want to do is check out the side bolts here. They're pretty crusty. I'm going to try to clean those up a little bit. All right, the master cylinder's off, and it's pretty junky in there. Pretty rusty. This whole thing's pretty nasty, honestly. Oh, we're gonna have to clean it up. Too much shit off of it. All right, I'm gonna work on that, cleaning that up, and doesn't look like the rear part of that master was working at all, to be honest. So we're gonna work on cleaning this up. All right, I got that to crack. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take the calipers off, take the pads out, disconnect the caliper, take it off of there, and then I'm gonna go over it and remove the caliper on the other side. And tomorrow morning, see if I can get replacements for this. Alright, as rusty and crusty as these calipers are, my dad put never sees on these and they came right out. As rusty as they are. Always use never sees, guys. Always use it. I cracked the bleeder, and let me tell you something. I had to use vice grips. So when you crack the bleeder, it's a lot easier to push the piston back inside, so you can basically remove the brakes. So that's what we're gonna do. You can see how the fluid just kind of streams out. It's just a lot easier. And then the caliper's nice and loose. So I'm gonna pop the caliper off now. Try to put a little paint on this just to keep it from rusting. Not gonna get too fancy with it. Alright, good enough. I didn't want to use gloss, but that's all I had. The calipers are off both sides. I have the brake lines off. I gotta do some vacuuming up in there, get some of that rust out of there. Give it a little bit of coat of paint, maybe some rust proofing. We'll see. Some vacuuming needs to be done up there and around there. But for the most part, now I have to do is I got to tighten the wheel bearings. I'll do that next, and we need to clean the discs up a little bit with some sandpaper, get some of that rust off. They're not perfect, but I am going to use them. We're just making a cruiser here. We're not making a high-speed drag car or anything. We're not going to need to stop on a dime, so we'll be perfectly fine. And I'm going to take the shock out and all that stuff. Alright, tomorrow's another day. Calling it quits for now. We'll be back tomorrow.